Hi, today I'm going to work on my chair. It's a perfectly good looking chair over here. I'll show you it a little bit closer in a minute. And it's got a little problem. So I'm going to try and fix it. Of course, if it doesn't work out so well, you'll never see this video. Here's the chair. Pretty nice chair, very, very well done. It has one fault. One is that it doesn't roll very well on carpet because it has no rollers, which was my mistake. So if you try to slide a chair like this while you're sitting in it, especially somebody my size, on a carpet, it's not going to roll. Instead, what it's going to do is it's going to break this leg off. So I'm going to try and repair this leg. So I've got the chair flipped over in the broken leg here where I can get to it. It's a pretty ragged break here. And that's how it goes together. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try and drill this out, and I'm going to put a wooden post in there. I'll cut this off to some sort of a length so it'll be in there like from here to maybe about here. So I'll cut it off right here. And then for a drill, what I did was measured this, and it's not quite round. I'm not sure what kind of wood this is. And I went ahead and measured this, and it was just under 3/4 of an inch. And the closest drill size would be about a 19 mil. I got 19. I got some Forster bits here, Forstner bits, and in millimeters. So the closest one I could find was like a 19, and I tried that, and just a little loose, so it's cutting a little bit oversized. So I tried it at 18, and now I've got this, where it is pretty snug, but I can work with this, because I can sand this down just a little bit and get it to fit better and get that in the hole. So my goal is to use this 18 millimeter on this so-called 3/4 inch dowel or wood round piece, which is around 0.72, 0.73, and it's not very round. So it has that going for it, but it's something I got on hand. So the trick is to try and get it drilled as close in center here as I can on both pieces, so that when I put them together, it'll be hard to see that it's not matching up. Now the good news is that it is in this recess, and even if it doesn't match up, I can kind of sand this a little bit and touch it up with a little bit of stain or paint and hide it, because it'll be pretty much hidden. Anyway, that's the plan. So I wish I could put this in a jig with my drill press and try to get this a little bit more centered, because this thing is going to hop around a bunch while I'm trying to get this thing in here. And what I could do is take a little Dremel or something like that and kind of sand this down to try and give me a little bit flatter surface. But let me see how bad I can chew this up. Oh yeah. Real bad. I'm going to get a Dremel and clean this up a little bit and give me a little bit better surface to work with. All right, so the leg I just put on a belt sander, and I just sanded that down. It was mostly raised material. This one here is the one that's recessed quite a bit. So I'm going to try and make a recessed pocket so I have something flat to drill into. So that might work. This is the bit I used on there. I can't remember where I bought this, but it was a set of like 10 different bits of different shapes, conical, radial. So that actually worked pretty good. I can stick my drill in here. A little bit. So I'm thinking that's pretty good. So I think I've got this kind of centered. I keep rotating it to try and keep it centered visually. So I can twist that in pretty good ways. So I'll play with a little sandpaper to get that to fit better. Same thing on this side. All right, let me vacuum this up a little bit, suck out some of the stuff, double check how that hole's deep enough. This one I think is deep enough, and we'll get this pin to fit. So for length, would be about that long. For this end, would be about that long. So I'm down in here a little bit, so I'll make it a little bit shorter than that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off, and I'll be right back. There's my stem, my dowel. Got it cut down to what I think is about the right length. It's pretty close. It's very snug. I like to leave a little bit of room in there for glue. So for glue, I'm going to use some liquid nails. I have some more. Normally I have a little bit of wood glue laying around, but that's dried up and gone, and that's been, I bet that bottle was 10 years old, so that's no good. So we're going to go ahead and squirt a little bit in here. Try not to make too much of a mess. Whoa! Well, there's a little bit of a mess. All right, there we go. So I had a little moment of excitement as I was pounding this thing on, and my battery was going dead, and my camera filled up with video, so it didn't have any more storage space. So anyway, I finished beating it on here, and it dried a little bit, and then I took some WD-40 to wipe some of the excess glue off, and it's been a couple hours, and it's actually pretty well set. And the alignment's pretty good. I'm actually off a little bit in this direction. This direction is perfect, but this direction I'm off a little bit, but you can't tell because of the position of the leg. So I'm just going to take a little bit of craft paint and touch up this to cover up the glue a little bit. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know how well this is going to dry or what it's going to do, but once again, it's kind of hidden in the shadows here, and you're not going to really be able to see it. So think I'll come back later and put another coat on here to try to cover it up. Doesn't look too bad. There we go. I think it looks pretty good. And there it is, all fixed up. Solid as a rock. So this is one way to fix a chair. There's plenty of other ways on YouTube, on the internet, but this is the way I fix my leg. It's one of these. It's this one here. So let's go across the floor a little bit. How's that? All set. Thanks for watching.